Hi everybody, Marco Carvalho here from businesscreditblogger.com. Today's video, we're going to talk about a business line of credit that you can get that's only based on one credit score. It's a soft pull on your credit, no personal guarantee, and reports only to Dun & Bradstreet. So if you're a startup or existing business, you're looking to build business credit, you want to get access to a line of credit for your business, then this is the video for you. So let's get started. Now, first and foremost, what type of business line of credit is this? And this is what I call a true business line of credit because, as you know, there's so many different terms, different websites and funding that talks about business lines of credit. There's business credit cards, there's revenue-based lines of credit, there's vendor credit. A true business line of credit is where you actually have the ability to pull cash with no cash advance fees. You could use it for purchases. It's actual line of credit. So with this, I call it a score-based BLOC, short for business line of credit. You can draw cash from your business line of credit that you get approved for directly to your business bank account. So you don't have to worry about no cash advance fees. You could draw up to 100% of the credit limit. So for example, you'll hear a lot of like business credit cards are a great revolving line of credit. The challenge with that, you've seen me do business credit card funding and explain that, so watch it up here if you want to know about business credit card funding. But the challenge with business credit cards is if you're trying to pull cash from them, as you know, you have a cash advance fees that you have to worry about when you do that. So that's where we talk about the balance transfer strategy. So watch that video. But also some card issuers have restrictions where you can only pull up to a certain percentage in cash of your credit limit. So if you have $10,000 in credit available, you can only pull up, let's say, 50% in cash. So some card issuers have restrictions on how much you can pull. With this line of credit, you can pull up to 100% of your credit limit in cash and have it deposited into your business bank account. The second way you could draw from your business line of credit with this product is you get a World Business MasterCard as well. So you have the best of both worlds here. You have a business credit card, reports to Dun & Bradstreet, so you can use it for purchases anywhere Visa and MasterCard is accepted. Also, you have the function to be able to pull cash from your line of credit. So this is the best of both worlds as far as this particular business line of credit goes. Okay, so how does this work? They issue you up to a $10,000 business line of credit that's based only on your personal Experian FICO credit score. Right now, they're using FICO 08. So obviously, as years go by, it might be FICO 09, but right now they're using the FICO 08, Experian only. And this is a soft pull on your personal credit. So that doesn't hurt your credit. It's not a hard inquiry. It's only a soft pull. And there's no personal guarantee with this business line of credit. That's huge. So even if you're a startup, you can get this business line of credit. Soft pull only as well. Now, this is huge. They approve 99.9% of applicants, okay? And your credit score can fall in the 301 range up to 800 plus credit scores. So if you have a 400, a 550, 600, 650 credit score, you can get a line of credit here, okay? Now, this only reports to Dun & Bradstreet, so this will also build up your D&B credit file. So you're probably saying, wow, this just sounds fantastic, right? How is this possible? I'm going to share with you how it works, how to apply, what you need to apply, and this gets even better. Stage one, they initially approve you for a line of credit just based on your personal Experian FICO credit score. Okay, so that goes up to 10,000. Okay, as far as the approval limits go. Once you get the credit line approved, then you moved into stage two. You have the option to increase your credit limit that you're approved for in stage two. So up to 100,000. I'm going to share with you how that works. This is for startups or existing businesses, and you could draw funds directly to your bank account, which I just talked about. Okay, so this is kind of a real quick overview of the score-based business line of credit program. Now, who qualifies? Is this for you? Does this work for me? Should you apply? Well, this is what you want to pay attention to as well. You must have a minimum Experian FICO credit score of 300 1 plus. Okay, so if you're not sure what your FICO credit score is, you can go to creditreportengine.com. You can pull a tri-merge report with your FICO scores there. It costs $1 if you're curious what your score is. If you have an idea what your score is with Experian, and don't worry, you don't have to check your FICO 08 particular score. If your regular credit score or Credit Karma score says, they're still going to pull, I'm just letting you know they're going to pull a FICO 08 Experian score on you. But you don't have to know what it is, there's going to be a variation there. But a startup or existing business, so you have to have a business, and you can be, any entity types are accepted. So you can be a DBA, a sole proprietorship, a limited liability company, a corporation. So any entity type is accepted, but you do have to have an EIN issued to your sole proprietorship or LLC or corporation. Now, this is the kicker though. This business line of credit only works if you either have an existing merchant account, and I'll explain to that what that means. A merchant account is basically you have the ability to accept credit card payments from customers, Visa, MasterCard, or you have to have a need for one. You might not have a merchant account now, but you're going to need one because you want to accept payments from customers via Visa and MasterCard. So that is the requirement to get this business line of credit. So if you don't have a merchant account where you're already accepting credit card payments, whether it's online or offline, then you need to get a merchant account, and we set one up for you. It's included in this application process. Okay, so don't worry if you don't have one. One is set up for you. If you already have one, that's great. You don't have to have us set you up one. You can link your existing merchant account to your business line of credits, so that's how it actually works. Your merchant account is linked to your business line of credit. Why is that? Because the card issuer, that's how they minimize risk. That's how you're able to get a no PG, soft pull only, because when your merchant account's linked, they can see the volume going through the business. So that minimizes risk to the card issuer. Okay, so bottom line, if you already accept credit card payments online or offline from customers, or you have a need to do so, then you qualify. So this won't qualify for you if, let's say, you're trying to get access to a line of credit or funding because you want to invest in real estate. Okay, and that's all you do is invest in real estate. This will not work for you. Why? Because you don't have a business where you have products and services you're selling, customers are paying you with credit cards, or you don't have a need for a merchant account. This would not work for you. It wouldn't qualify you. Okay, so if you have a business, let's say you're a startup and you don't have customers yet, this line of credit does work for you, because let's say you have a product you're launching and you have a couple customers that you want to make sure you at least have a couple customers that you can run through with your new merchant account to pay you for your product or service, or let's say you're a consultant. You just have to have a use for your merchant account. You have to have a need to accept credit card payments. So before I get into that, let me kind of talk about what exactly is a merchant account, because it's linked to your business line of credit. With a merchant account, you can accept payments via Visa or MasterCard. So if you're a startup, obviously, if you have a business and you want to sell something, or you have a service, people have to be able to pay you. So if you're running a cash-only business right now, or people are just paying you with checks, you want to offer the opportunity to accept credit card payments. It doesn't mean all your business has to go through your merchant account. I'm not saying that. Okay, you just have to use it on at least a regular basis, not all the time, but you have to have a use for it. Accept payments over the phone. That gives you the opportunity to do that. When we set you up with a merchant account, you can take payments over the phone because you get a virtual terminal. You can accept payments over the internet. So if you're already doing that, let's say you have an online business, you're already processing credit card payments from customers, that's great. Now I'm going to get into that in a minute. If you're using like PayPal or Square or something like that, I'll talk about that in a minute. And also a merchant account gives you the ability to accept payments in person. So no matter what need you have to accept credit card payments, when we set you up with a merchant account, you'll be able to do all these functions. Okay. Now, this business line of credit is linked to a merchant account. That's a requirement. There's no way around that. You have two options to link your merchant account. You can link your existing merchant account to your business line of credit that we set up for you. Okay, and when you have a merchant account, how do you know it's a real merchant account? You get a merchant ID. Okay, so with Square and PayPal and some of these other third payment processors out there, they're not real merchant accounts because you're using their merchant accounts, they're charging much higher fees when you're accepting credit card payments. So if you have PayPal for your business, or Square, or other Stripe or something like that, you're going to still have to set up a merchant account here. Okay. Now, what I recommend is when we set up that merchant account for you, start running a couple payments through your merchant account here. Why? Because when you look at the difference in, number one, fees that you're paying right now compared to running cards through here, what's exciting is your line of credit grows as you're running more payments through your business merchant account. Okay, so you're going to get an unsecured line of credit right off the bat, and as your business grows, your line of credit does. Okay, so now option number two is if you don't have a merchant account. Let's say you're ready to start accepting credit card payments, or you never need for, we set one up for you. Okay, and then your line of credit gets linked to it. Okay, so that's kind of the two options you have for this particular type of business line of credit. Now, there are 3 restricted industries that doesn't qualify for this particular business line of credit program. If you're in the adult industry, the gaming industry, or marijuana industry. Now, there are some exceptions for the marijuana, like if you're using like a topical, if you have topical creams or something like that. There are some exceptions if you're in that industry, but it's very difficult. Okay, so these are the 3 restricted industries. Now, how does a merchant account, this is just a real quick general breakdown of the process. When a customer wants to pay you for your product or service, they want to pay you with a credit card, Visa, MasterCard, that runs through your terminal, or you take a payment over the phone, it runs through your business merchant account, then the money gets sent to your business bank account, and then your business line of credit, since that flow of funding is going through your merchant account, the card issuer is able to see that. So you get an unsecured line of credit on the left side here, but that starts to increase more and more and more as they see more business going through it. So as your business grows, your revenue grows, so does your line of credit, which is huge. This business line of credit, you don't have to provide financials, no tax returns, no P&L statements. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it's literally soft pull on your credit. And literally, you can get a no PG business line of credit, an actual line of credit for your business. Well, this gets real. I get really excited about this because for those of you who are just trying to get started and you want to start building business credit, and let's say you have bad personal credit or you have no business credit file established, this is a great way for you to scale and start getting access to credit immediately. So let's talk about stage 1, which you heard me talk about, score-based BLOC. So you can get up to $10,000 business line of credit based on your experience score only. They do a soft pull, so there's no impact to your personal credit. None. Okay? This won't show up on your personal credit as far as once you get approved. They will approve you scores as low as 301 up to 800 plus. So 99.9% of the people are approved with this business line of credit. Their initial credit limits range from $200 to $10,000. That's stage 1 only. You receive a World Business MasterCard that's issued to the company's name. And this is an actual line of credit. This is completely unsecured. You could draw cash from it like I talked about earlier. And there's no cash advance fees you have to worry about. And you can use your MasterCard, your business MasterCard, anywhere Visa or MasterCard is accepted. Now, here's kind of a quick breakdown on the credit limits you'll receive in stage 1. Now, we've seen people get more. This is kind of just a general rule. So if your scores fall in the 300 to 549 range, you're going to get about $200 to $300 initial credit line, business line of credit. This is, look at this as you're just starting out. I mean, if you have really bad credit and you can get a no PG line of credit, you don't have to, because remember, if you're trying to get a secured business credit card as an option, let's say you want to go to Wells Fargo and get a secured business credit card. Number 1, you have to spend $500 because that's the minimum security deposit you have to spend. Number 2, they're going to run a personal credit check for you on you anyway. And if they do and you have a 500 credit score or 300, they're going to deny you even for a secured business credit card. So with this, you're going to get an unsecured line of credit. You don't have to put any money down or no security deposit. And even with as low as a 300 to 549 credit score. Now, if you're in the 680 range, you're looking at $1,300 to $3,500 So I always, this is where you kind of, we've seen people in the 770, 70, 80 range get a $10,000 line of credit. So it doesn't mean you have to have an 800 score to get 10,000. But I want you to know this is just your initial credit approval. Every 3 months you can increase your credit limit. I'm going to explain to you that in a minute. So if you have a 500 credit score or 600 or 650 credit score and you're saying $800 is not much for me to start with a line of credit, remember, if you're running a business already or you've got a business, your line of credit will grow as your business grows. Okay? So let's talk about just stage one examples. These are actual clients. We had a client. Let me kind of go back for a second. Okay. If you haven't heard about our business credit card funding program, check out this video up above because the business credit card funding program is a great program. We get you 4 to 5 business credit cards, reports to business credit bureaus only, helps you build business credit. The minimum credit scores for that program is 680, but here's the kicker. We have people in the 680 or even 700 range, 750 range who get denied because the score is not the only thing we look at. The underwriters look at the whole credit report. They look at inquiries, they look at new accounts open, utilization, etc. So this score-based BLOC is awesome if you've ever been turned down for business credit card funding or if you don't qualify for business credit card funding. This is an opportunity for you to get a line of credit. Let me give you some examples. We had a client here was denied for business credit card funding. We did a pre-qual review for him for funding. The scores were 760, good strong score, but thin credit. There was no depth on the credit report. Okay, so they got denied. We couldn't get him business credit card funding. Instead, let's say, hey, let's run you through the score-based BLOC because the score was strong. He had experience score of 760. We got him a $7,500 business line of credit just because on the score alone. And it was a soft pull on his credit. Okay, so he did the pre-call with us. We couldn't get him funding here. We got him $7,500, and guess what? No hard inquiries on the credit. So we helped him avoid getting hard inquiries for business credit card funding or going out there applying for himself, getting denied. And we got him a $7,500 business line of credit with a soft pull only, no hard inquiry on his personal credit. Okay, that's huge. Client number 2, we had another client, 810 credit score. I mean, incredible, okay? But we couldn't get him business credit card funding. Didn't qualify. Why? Too many recently opened accounts. He had 12 other business credit cards. I think he had like 4 new cards open in the past like 90 days or something like that. So there's no way we could have got him more cards. Okay? But we ran him through this program. Got a $10,000 score-based business line of credit. So we got a World Business MasterCard and an actual line of credit that's linked to the credit card, but he could draw funds from it, etc. So that's client number 2. Client number 3. This client was denied 697 score, only 1 open credit card, so very limited depth and history. So we got a $3,500 score-based BLOC because it had 697 scores. Client number 4, 550 credit score. Didn't even qualify for review because the score was too low. Didn't meet the 680 requirement. And also had thin credit with derogatories. This was a way for this client to get a $300 score-based business line of credit. And this is a way for them to get started. It's a stepping stone, and they got a line of credit where before there was no way for them to get any type of credit, let alone a business line of credit with no PG. So that's the examples of how powerful this score-based business line of credit works. Now, I want to talk to you about stage 2. So once you get approved for your initial line of credit based on your Experian FICO score, okay, soft pull only, no PG. Now, once you're approved, you have your line of credit, you can now move on to stage 2, and that's where you can request a second review to increase your initial approval. So you can increase your business line of credit up to $100,000. How do you do that? So you can either submit business bank statements for them to do another look at your business. So who is this ideal for? Let's say you start out and you say, you know what, I have a 660 credit score. I can't get business credit card funding, and I want to go with a score-based BLOC. And let's say we get you a $3,500 approval. But let's say your business is doing $20,000, $30,000 a month in revenue. Well, guess what? You want to submit your bank statements because now that you got a $3,500 no PG business line of credit, you want them to look and say, hey, I also have a good business. We're doing revenue. So you submit your bank statements, and that's a way for them to increase your initial $3,500 line to maybe, $10,000 or more. Another way you can have them review is look at your existing merchant processing statement. So let's say you're already processing credit cards with Square or PayPal or Stripe, and you're doing lots of revenue already. And you don't have to be doing a huge amount of revenue, but if you want them to do another look by providing bank statements, then that's a way for them to increase your initial credit line. Okay, so let me give you an example of a client who went through stage 2, and their initial credit score was approved for $500. They had a 620 credit score, so not so good credit, only got $500. What happened is this client increased their line of credit in stage 2 by submitting their bank statements, and the credit line was increased from $500 to $75,000. But how was that possible? Because the client was doing a lot of business. They're already doing $300,000 a month in revenue for the business. Okay, so that's a disclosure here. Okay, so don't think just because you submit a bank statement you're going to get $100K. Okay, you have to be able to show revenue. You have to be able to show them that you have a business that's doing business. Okay, but that's the potential here. Think about it. This guy had a 620 credit score, started out with a $500 no PG business line of credit, reports are done in Bradstreet only, and now has a $75,000 business line of credit with no PG, reports only to business. I mean, that's huge. Okay, so there's a third way for you to get an increase after you get approved for your initial business line of credit. You're using it. You're running payments, you're accepting credit card payments from customers, etc. Now, every 3 months with this score-based program, every 3 months you can increase your line of credit. And there's 2 data points they look at. Okay, first, if your personal Experian FICO score goes up by 50 points, you can increase your credit limit. So your initial approval, let's say you were at a 650. And 3 months later, your credit score goes up to 700, let's say. Then that's a way for you to increase. You have them do another soft pull on your Experian. You call them up and say, hey, my score went up 50 points. Can you review me again and increase my credit limit? And they'll do a soft pull. Doesn't hurt your credit. And if you went up, then you'll get a credit limit increase. Or another way is if your business revenue, you start generating revenue through your business. And let's say you're running business through your merchant account. You're accepting credit card payments. If it's over 2 times your current approval, then they'll increase your credit limit. So that's how you can scale your access to a line of credit. As your business grows, so does your line of credit, which is huge. Okay, so I just share with you stage 1, you get a line of credit just based on your score. Soft pull only, right? Stage 2, if you want to submit additional documentation on your business like bank statements or merchant processing statements for them to see what business you're already doing, that's another way for them to increase. That's stage 2. And stage 3 is every 3 months you have the opportunity to continuously increase your line of credit. Okay? So I know this is really, really exciting. Because I'm really excited because it's a great way for each of you. There's no way anyone can't get started with this if you have a business that has customers or you take payments from customers. Okay? So before you apply, there's a couple documents you're going to need to submit the application and get started. You need your articles of incorporation or your DBA or business license. So you have to have those documents. And this is all done online. You upload them securely through DocuSign. So this is nothing you have to fax in, mail in, or anything like that, or email. No, it's all done securely. You need your copy of your driver's license or other ID, passport, etc. Third is you need a voided business check, or a bank statement, or a bank letter. So those are one of those 3 things. And the final thing you need is an EIN letter, okay? Which is your SS4. If you don't have your original SS4, then the other document that's acceptable is the letter 147C. That's kind of a replacement letter that says here's your EIN because you misplaced your initial SS4 form. Or if you don't have either one of those, you'd have to supply a tax return. Okay, so you need one of those. These are the 4 things you need before you can apply. Okay, Once you have these documents ready, then let me just kind of walk you through the process. First, you're going to complete a DocuSign agreement. So there's going to be a link we're going to tell you to go to. It's going to take you directly to the DocuSign agreement application, excuse me. Now, there's a one-time setup fee of $99.97, okay? So that's the only fee you're going to pay to submit your app. The merchant account is set up, not required if you already have one. So we first set up your merchant account if you don't have a merchant ID. If you have a merchant ID, you're going to move on to the next step, okay? Then the soft pull is done on the Experian report, and then your business line of credit is issued. You get an email, it says you're approved, this is your line of credit amount, etc. Your business MasterCard gets mailed to you. You get instructions to access your line of credit online so you could draw funds, etc. And you're good to go. So that's the process. So how do you apply? You're going to first go, step one is firstbusinessline.com. So copy and paste this. Don't put the S on the end. This is just a forward it. It forwards to the actual link for the DocuSign agreement. So it's HTTP, no S, okay, / firstbusinessline.com. Don't put www or anything like that. It's firstbusinessline.com. Then it's going to take you to the DocuSign agreement. You complete the form, upload the required docs, and after you submit that, you're going to get an email confirmation, and you're going to get contacted by a processor. They'll take you through the onboarding process, which takes about 7 to 14 days to set up your merchant account or to link your merchant account to getting your business line of credit set up, everything, okay? So this is a score-based business line of credit, no PG, soft pull only on your personal credit, reports to Dun & Bradstreet, okay? So with that, if you're looking for other strategies, other ways to get access to credit, to build your business credit, check out our system, businesscreditbuilders.org. We have a do-it-yourself business credit building system there where we offer access to vendors, suppliers, retailers, gas cards, etc. We have funding strategies. We also have funding products. So not only do we share this score-based business line of credit with you, but we have business credit card funding. We do loans, lines of credit. We do personal loans, personal lines of credit as well. So with that, if you enjoyed this presentation, please give us a thumbs up, click subscribe, because that way you're going to get notified when we have a new video come out. And this could be a new funding product. It could be a strategy. We share news with you. We show you various different ways for you to build business credit as a business owner, how to scale and protect your personal credit at the same time. With that, make it a great day. We'll talk to you real soon.